Hello and welcome to the second installment of Ask the Mayor. My name is Dorothy Cornelius. I'm City Clerk here in Cupertino, and sitting with me tonight is Mayor Barbara Rogers. Tonight is actually T-shirt night on Ask the Mayor. These brand new Channel 30 T-shirts arrived here in City Hall this week, and we're so pleased with them that every caller tonight with a question for Mayor Rogers will receive one of our new Channel 30 T-shirts. The number to call with your questions is 252-4641. For those of you who are watching the first time, let me tell you a little bit about Ask the Mayor. This is a bi-monthly live cable cast on Channel 30 television show. Those of you watching who have questions or comments for Mayor Rogers are really urged to call us. This is your opportunity to talk directly with the mayor. That number, once again, is 252-4641. Besides getting a T-shirt calling this show, you're going to get some very important information. Mayor Rogers is very, very up to date on what's going on in the city, what staff is doing, obviously what council decisions have been made, and this is your chance to find out about them. And while you're thinking of your questions or comments and getting ready to call us at 252-4641, Mayor Rogers is going to tell you what happened at council meeting last night. Barbara?
Thank you, Dorothy, and good evening. We had a slightly longer than planned meeting last night. The main things we did were to approve a subsidy for a library expansion of $700,000. Otherwise, there would not have been enough money available to add a wing onto the rear to make more room for everybody to use it more effectively. Another thing we did was to receive a report on the emergency operations during the recent storm. And basically, we didn't have too much of a problem here in Cupertino, though there was some flooding. And our crews worked very well and long hours and did an excellent job. We also authorized staff to go ahead and make arrangements for the visit of Mayor Yamamoto from Toyokawa on April 12. He's the mayor of our sister city in Japan. We asked staff to look at the problem brought up by one of the citizens about the parking lot in back of Morocco's and the street sweeping there to see if that couldn't be resolved to the satisfaction of everyone. The major item on the agenda was my appeal of the Planning Commission decision on the parking lot for the expanded library in City Hall, where there was a concern in the neighborhoods about where the access to that parking lot should be. And I appealed it so that the City Council could address it, since it is a city facility and such an important part of our whole city structure. We basically supported the Planning Commission decision, which is to have one of the entrances come from Torrey. We increased the Cupertino water rate by 5%. We approved an application for Mr. Irwin to build a small shop in Monte Vista where he can manufacture wooden playground equipment. We approved John Vidovich's retail and office application on the north side of Stevens Creek, where the burnt-out office building or burnt-out home and a couple of the attorney's offices are. And we also approved staff to bid on some property in Calaveras County in order to protect a lien on some property we have there. That was kind of an interesting item.
It sounds like you got a lot done last night, Barbara. I wanted to say now is time for the Tino trivia question. And if you're the first one to call in with an answer to Mayor Rogers' trivia question, you will have a very special award, because we also have Channel 30 sweatshirts. And this is what they look like. So the first person to call in with the answer to the trivia question will receive this sweatshirt. And Barbara, what question do you have for us tonight?
Well, it's the same one as last time, and I certainly hope somebody can answer it this time. I'd like for somebody to call in and tell me the 4 names by which De Anza Boulevard is also known. The 4 other names, and we need all 4. I'd really be disappointed not to have somebody answer it correctly.
Oh, I'm sure that there is a viewer out there who can answer that question. Barbara, during your recap of last night's meeting, you mentioned that you received a report from staff regarding storm damage. I know that a lot of people would be interested in hearing exactly what damage did occur in Cupertino.
Sure. The Calabasas Creek overflowed. I'm sure some of the people listening and watching are aware of that. It was at Stevens Creek and Miller, and it was for about 1.5 hours. There was also flooding at Elm Court off of Bub behind the old 7-Eleven. People at Sunnyview Lutheran Manor had to be relocated from one building to another. There was partial flooding of a great many streets, but not too severely, thank goodness. And there were mudslides at Ragnart Canyon, Lindy Lane, Foothill Boulevard, Cordova Road, Stevens Canyon, and Ricardo Road. We had some damage to trees. We lost 68 of them, that is city trees. 35 had to be trimmed. We had 26 major broken limbs, so that a total of 129 trees had to be either removed or were substantially damaged and had to be pruned. But compared to so many other communities, we really were very well off indeed.
That's right, and I know that some road work will be done as soon as everything's dry enough to get up there and make the work effective.
Because the mud indeed does have to dry out before it can be moved.
That's right. Just a reminder, the number to call if you have a question of the mayor or an answer to the Tino trivia question is 252-4641. So please don't be bashful, just call in. Okay. Oh. Barbara, what was that question again?
I almost forgot. What are the other 4 names by which De Anza Boulevard has been known?
Okay. Barbara, another thing you mentioned was your appeal of the Planning Commission decision on the City Hall remodeling and the plaza and that kind of, and the library. Perhaps you could tell us the reason that the city is looking at this project and how we expect it to turn out when it is completed. I think it sounds like something that's very exciting for the community.
I'll take it in reverse order. I expect it will look very well, something everybody in the city can be very proud to see, and we're doing it because we are so crowded here. We're not planning to add any staff at all in City Hall, but for anybody who's come through, I'm sure you've noticed how close together we all are and that word processors take up more room than typewriters, and it's just really not a good situation in which to work. We will be moving into the basement, and that needs remodeling because the ceilings are so low in order to make it a comfortable and enjoyable place to put in 8 hours a day. We think with the plans that we have, it can be well done so that perhaps people might prefer to work there rather than upstairs. The library, I know lots of people go to the library, and you all know how crowded that is. What we intend to do there through the Board of Supervisors, since we are in a county library district, is to put a wing on the back which will become the children's wing and have the whole present library be for adults. The basement would remain virtually unchanged with the community room still there. Where the parking lot now is between City Hall and the library will be a plaza where community activities of a small scale can take place, where library programs, children's activities in the library can be presented, where there can be an open space, because we're planning to have the main entrance to City Hall face the library. The parking would be in the rear and would extend from the back of City Hall to the back of the library and a little bit further than that, but not all the way to the Pacifica, about a quarter of the way between the library and Pacifica. The soccer field will remain until such time as that property is needed for whatever building, city, council, at some future date thinks needs to go there. And it may be anything. But there are no plans for anything in that regard at this point.
Okay, Barbara, thank you. Once again, people, don't forget to call in if you have the answer to the trivia question. And Barbara, what is that question again?
The question is, by what other four names has been or is De Anza Boulevard known?
Okay, and the number to call is 252-4641.
We know you like wearing your special sweatshirt. The blue is a purely lovely color, Cupertino blue, and you'll not only be wearing it, but you'll be advertising this channel, Channel 30, which is certainly makes it a very unique t-shirt, and you'll be out there just leading the parade of all the people who might ever have a chance to wear one.
Okay. I do want to mention that the logo on both the t-shirt and the sweatshirt is the logo chosen as the contest winner for the Channel 30 logo contest, and that is John Phillips. And don't forget, you can have one of those t-shirts simply by calling in with a question, or you can have the sweatshirt calling in with the answer to the trivia question. Barbara, you mentioned about storm damage, and so I think this is a really good time to mention that tomorrow night, March 5th, starting at 7 o'clock, will be some programs on Channel 30 dealing with emergency preparedness, not just storms, but other types of emergencies also. And I think that would be a very worthwhile time in front of a television set, because it does show that there could be an emergency at any time going through those storms.
And it's unfortunate, but people seem to react only during an emergency or immediately afterwards, whereas people should really be prepared all the time. So with this recent storm in mind, I hope you all will plan to watch. We'll get your 2 weeks supply of food and water and all the other things that will be mentioned, so that if, heaven forbid, the time ever comes, you will not suffer so badly. You'll be warm and dry and have enough to eat and so forth.
That's right. Barbara, another thing that has come up, and what reminds me of it, is the fact that we will be doing remodeling here in City Hall. I see we do have a call waiting, so I want to come back to the possibility of a new community center right after the call. All right. Hello, caller.
Hello.
You're on with Mayor Rogers.
Hello, Honorable Mayor Rogers Barbara. This is
How are
Iola
you this evening?
Hendrickson speaking, and I am all excited also about your youth learning about the governing process that you wish to.
I'm having a little trouble hearing you. Could you
Can
speak?
you hear me now?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. I say I'm very excited also about your program in which you're going to give youth an opportunity to learn the governing process at the city level, state, or whatever your plans are in the art gallery. My question is, I live in an apartment complex where there's a serious safety hazard in an area called an alley, but I believe it's an easement where big trucks, dumpsters, everything go through. But in order to get into our apartments, we must come through the carport adjoining it. And when the lighting is poor, we step into big chuck holes and big raised bumps. And I want to know if there is an ordinance. We've had skinned elbows and sprained ankles, and we don't want any broken bones. How can we bring pressure on this owner to fix that, or is this the city's job?
I'm not sure, because I don't know which complex.
It's directly in back of Gemco.
Okay, and I'm not sure about where these potholes that you mentioned are, if they're in the public right-of-way or if they're...
They are on private property, but it's an easement or access for the dumpsters, PG&E, and all those people, including us.
I don't really know who is
Well, I
responsible
know the
for
owner, but does the city
for
come
easements.
and declare it a hazard? Do they have the right to say he must fix it?
What I was going to say was, I don't know who's responsible for keeping property within an easement up to
Which
safety levels, but I will find out.
which department could I call who might help me at City Hall?
I would suggest you call the planning department.
Is this a problem for Sentinel, landlord-tenant?
It might be. I'm not sure
I
at this
could find
point.
out which area I must report it to.
If you could call the planning department tomorrow,
All right.
and I'll look into it too, because that's probably something I ought to know since I got this phone call tonight. And you know, a phone call at City Hall is 252-4505,
Yes,
anytime
I have the
between
number.
8 and 5 o'clock. And either the planning director or his assistant or the associate ought to be able to answer your question.
We don't want it to come to a lawsuit, but I think we have a case because the lighting's very
Well-
poor at night.
And beyond that, we don't want you to get hurt either.
No, we don't want any broken hips.
That's right.
Thank you very much.
Well, thank you for calling.
Thank you, caller. And I understand we have another caller waiting. Hello and welcome to Ask the Mayor.
Hello. My name's Michelle. Mayor Rogers, I was wondering about the storm damage that the city experienced during our most recent storm, and what have we learned about dealing with that kind of a situation?
Did you hear what I said when I listed the different damage that occurred?
Oh, gee, I'm sorry. I must have missed that.
No, that's okay. Let me just tell you briefly what we experienced. We had flooding at Calabasas Creek when it overflowed at the corner of Stevens Creek and Miller, and that was impassable for about an hour and a half. We had flooding at Elm Court. We had to relocate people at Sunnyview Manor from one building to another. They didn't have to be taken away from the facility, but just moved to another building. And there was a partial flooding of a great many streets that were close to creeks, but not too severely. And there were mudslides on several of the hillside roads. We had a lot of tree damage, but it was nothing compared to what some of the other communities had, the lower lying communities and some of the older ones where the storm sewers are not in as good a shape. What we learned is that we need to work with the City of San Jose and with the Water District to try and get Calabasas Creek in better shape further upstream, that we need to try even harder to work with Sunnyview Lutheran Manor so that they get the sandbags there early when it looks like a storm, because they are rather low compared to the street. We learned that the water could be diverted before it gets quite as far as Elm Creek into some of the storm sewers. And the mudslides, we're looking to see with the geologist and with the people in the Streets and Roads Department what we can do in that respect. And I don't know the answer to that last part yet.
Okay. Well, thank you very much.
Well, thank you for calling.
Michelle,
Yes?
before you hang up, since you didn't hear the mayor's report earlier on the storm damage, did you hear the trivia question for the night?
Something about the name of Deanza Boulevard,
That's right. Okay.
and there's 4 of them?
There's
Yes.
4 other names. That's correct.
Okay. Sunnyvale, Saratoga,
1,
Highway 9,
2.
and, that third one really got me.
Okay.
Maybe somebody else can get it. Thanks.
All right. Thanks, Michelle.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Now, we are now going to take a 1-minute break. This gives you a chance to think of new questions. Don't forget the telephone number, 252-4641. And don't forget that if you do call in, you get the Channel 30 T-shirt. And you've got some clues to the answer of the trivia question, so perhaps you can think of the other names. We'll see you in 1 minute. I hope you've had an opportunity to think of a question or a comment for Mayor Rogers. And if so, please call us at 252-4641. In the meantime, Barbara, we did start to talk a little bit about the possibility of a new community center for the city of Cupertino. Could you please tell us a little bit about what's planned?
I'd be happy to. Right now, a committee is investigating the 7 remaining acres at Memorial Park. The part that's in Orchard now that comes out to Stelling Avenue, to see if that would be suitable for a community center. We feel we badly need one, and we've made the decision to have one. We had looked also at possibility of locating it at Jollyman Park and at McClellan Ranch Park. And I forgot to turn on my microphone. I'm very sorry. I'll repeat it. we're looking at putting a community center right now on the remaining 7 acres at Memorial Park, that part that's now in Orchard and comes out to Stelling. The decision has not been made, and it may be that it's not appropriate there, but that's what's being investigated presently.
Barbara, we don't seem to be having much luck with our current trivia question. Not too many people apparently are aware of all the names of De Anza Boulevard. Perhaps you have another one that you would like to try with the viewers.
You catch me unawares.
I'm sorry.
That's all right. We were joking a little bit about it, and of course that's what's in my mind. How about the name of our city manager?
All right, now, people out there really should know the name of the city manager of the city of Cupertino, and I want him to understand Barbara and I do not think he is trivia, but if you do know his name out there, please call in and you will be the lucky owner of a Channel 30 sweatshirt.
Should we insist on a middle initial?
No, we will not even insist on a middle initial, and the number to call is 252-4641. Okay? Very good. There is something I want to mention that's coming on right after this program, and that is the Chamber of Commerce Distinguished Citizen of the Year Award, and you will also see Mayor Rogers on that program. I understand we do have a caller. Hello and welcome to Ask the Mayor.
Hi, I think I have the answer to your second trivia question.
All right.
It's Robert W. Quinlan.
And middle initial and all. Okay.
That's great. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And
Bye.
he will be gratified to know that somebody knows who he is.
Oh, very good. Now we'll probably never get the answer to the
How
first
does
one.
the caller get the T-shirt?
All
or the
right.
sweatshirt?
Now, I do understand that the people answering the phones will take the phone number and the name of the person and make arrangements. I understand we do have another call coming in. Hello, and welcome to Ask the Mayor.
Again, I was going to say Robert or Bob Quinlan, but I didn't know the middle initial.
That's okay.
It was...
You
Was
know-
the first one concerning the name of De Anza Boulevard?
Yes.
Yes.
Was that answered?
No, it was not. If you
I
know...
think it is Saratoga, Sunnyvale, De Anza Boulevard, and Highway 9.
And then there are 2 other names.
Are there 2 more?
Yes.
Oh, my goodness, I don't know them.
Well, if you remember them, call back, okay?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Well, we do have one winner of a sweatshirt, and but we are still waiting for an answer to the first trivia question, which is the other 4 names for De Anza Boulevard. And I almost mentioned one of the other names instead. Okay. All right. Also, anyone who is interested in one of these T-shirts, not the sweatshirts, but the T-shirts, they will be available the end of this week. If you call City Hall and ask for Channel 30, you can make arrangements to purchase one of these. Okay. Do we have another trivia caller? No? Okay. Barbara, you want to... do you have another trivia question, or do you want to just stick with that first one and hope for the best?
Let's hope we can get that one answered. Do you suppose it's fair to hope that?
Yes, I think so. Okay. There has recently been a street closure, a partial street closure, let's
Yes.
say, on Pacifica. And I know there was a public hearing at which this was discussed, and we did have a lot of citizen participation at that hearing. And there is now a 60-day trial period.
Which began Monday, the day
That's-
before, well, yesterday.
That's right.
I went out this morning for an hour and stood beside the barricade there at Pacifica and Whitney, and it wasn't so bad as I understand yesterday was.
Barbara, I would like to discuss that a little more, but first I would like to take this call coming in. Hello, and welcome to Ask the Mayor.
Hello, my name is Nick Garcia, and I think I know the names of the streets that she's talking about. I'm not sure.
Great, go ahead.
Yeah, it would be Sunnyvale, Saratoga,
Yes,
De Anza Boulevard,
yes,
Highway 9,
yes.
Big Basin Way.
No.
Oh, you don't go that far up then?
No, we do.
That's correct. We do not.
Oh, okay, so you're just talking from Saratoga now. I guess I don't know it then. I did have a question for you, though.
Please.
Yeah. With regards to the community center, I have lived in in Sunnyvale, Cupertino area just about all my life. I'm 55 years old. And one of the things I feel that has really been lacking both in Sunnyvale, basically in all of the Santa Clara Valley, is maintaining some of the history of what was here. And I'm just wondering, in the community center, I know Sunnyvale did have, or still has, a historical center. What are the plans for Cupertino, I mean, with regards to keeping some sort of a historical center of the things that were here?
Your question has three answers, or a three-part answer. When we remodel City Hall, we plan to have some historical things on better display because we'll have a little more room to do it. The Historical Society has wanted for a long time to have a museum, and that will either be a part of the community center or very close to it. At least that's the planning at the moment. And then within the community center itself, there will be the ability to have some historical items. Beyond that, I should tell you that Dorothy, our city clerk here, is our archivist and is trying very hard to put together the archives from the past when not many records were kept. And if you or any caller has any pictures you'd be willing to let the city copy, we'd really appreciate it.
How about, I'm sorry.
Thank you very much for your question. I'm very interested in the history, too. I'm glad to hear it.
Thank you, and I understand we have another caller. Hello, and welcome to Ask the Mayor.
Yes, I have an answer to the trivia question. First
Great.
one?
Go ahead.
Okay, Saratoga Sunnyvale Road, Sunnyvale Saratoga Road,
Right.
Highway 85,
Yes.
Highway 9, and
You got
Bonanza
it.
Boulevard.
That's it.
That's fabulous.
Congratulations.
Okay.
You have won a Channel 30 sweatshirt.
Well, thank you.
Thank you. I should mention also, as far as things of historical significance go, up at McClellan Ranch Park, where our Parks and Recreation Department are many things from the old Charlie Bear blacksmith shop, too, and those are certainly of historical significance to the city. Okay. I do also want to mention that next week, on Ask the Mayor, we will be giving T-shirts to all the callers also. And I want to thank all of you who called tonight because there were some really good questions and we got some really good information out. We will be back again on March 18th at 7 o'clock. And in the meantime, if you have questions, please feel free to call City Hall because the mayor is here a significant amount of the time, and if she's unavailable, staff members will do everything they can to help you.
And I'd like to remind people that tomorrow night we're having a special council meeting to look at the budget and the 5-year capital improvement program. It's probably our most important meeting of the year. If you want to come, love to have you.
Right. Thanks, and good night. Good night,
Good night.
Barbara.